Hey guys, thanks for stopping by. Today we're looking at the Oztent or Rhino rack Foxwing 270 degree awning as fitted currently to the Mitsubishi Pajero there. Now the dog and I are just out having a quick little camp and while we're out here I figured I'd throw up the awning and give it a quick test after the repair that I did the other week. As you can probably hear, it's raining and it's a little bit windy, but this is why I've picked this site, in that I am pretty much protected almost 360 degrees. Now the reason I'm out here testing today is I'm really looking forward to get some decent rain. We're meant to get 20 to 40 mils, but at this stage it doesn't look like it's going to happen. All we're getting is spits because I want to see how it goes with the rain, how it pools, and how I've got to set up if it does rain. As you can see here, we've pegged it all out and we've got the 4 tent poles out. Now it is self-supporting, but as I've found out, and if you've seen the previous video of the awning repair itself, fixing one of those hinges, it can take a gust of wind and take some damage. Repairable and reasonably cheap to repair, but still worth pegging it down. And as far as coverage goes off the back of the vehicle, you can see that well and truly comes out from the rear of the Pajero and gives you lots and lots of room. That's probably about 2.5 I would say, back from the back of the vehicle. The distance off the side of the vehicle is very similar to what it is off the back. I actually think it comes out a little bit further off the back than it does the side, but would say there's plenty of room for opening the doors. Again, this is going to depend on your setup. As you can see, I've got this reasonably high, again off that awning. As you can see from a top view, now I don't have a drone, I'm on the roof of the Pajero. Coverage is excellent, and as you can see there, that's where the tie rope holds on and then comes back to the side of the awning, so you do need something to tie onto. It can be the roof rack or anything like that, and it is adjustable. This is the strap that comes included, a simple buckle system, and this is the clip. It's simply attached like that, and then just tighten her up by pulling. Obviously applies the tension and pulls it out into the 270 degree position. Now as part of the kit you get the little Foxwing bag which has all your goodies in it. So it comes with everything you need. 5 of these tent pegs, even though you only need 4, but there is a spare, which is always nice. Nothing worse than when you buy a tent or something like that and they give you those shit little tent pegs and you've got to go out and buy some more, but these are excellent. And you also get 5 of these guy ropes. Again, that's nice and thick. I'm not the biggest fan of the clip that's on that, but certainly fit for purpose and it works very well. Nice to know that you get a spare with that. The tent poles themselves, I want to say they're around about a 2.3. Those are almost at full extension, keeping in mind that the Pajero has had a 2-inch lift. It's probably sitting around about the 2.3 metres high, probably a little bit higher actually, probably closer to 2.5. So if you have a lifted vehicle or you have to put that up fairly high, I believe there are tent poles available which are a 2.9. My firewood robber, I could teach him to go and collect wood instead of pinching all of mine. Poles themselves are in aluminium, nice and light, because obviously you want to be carrying these with the vehicles. The weight for those 4 poles is minimal. The cross arms come out and just drop onto the poles there like that. Setting up is probably under about 5 minutes and is actually a lot quicker than setting up one of those side awnings, I think. I certainly am able to set this up easier and pack it back up quicker than I used to with the other awning, and it's certainly easier for one person. You literally just unclip it, grab the tag and then just walk it around. It probably takes the longest time to actually run out these ropes and peg those down. This is a little flap that sits down on the inside and goes the full circumference of the actual awning itself. Now under the awnings, all around the side you have a zip. Now you can buy a number of different accessories which can be the walls, or I believe you can also get a tent. There is a good review on YouTube of one of the tents. On the end of each corner where you have a pole, you'll note that it also has some Velcro webbing. That's just for wrapping around the pole and pulling this little flap out that goes all the way around the outside. Now we're just starting to get a little bit of rain, which is nice because we want to see what this does with the water that falls on top of it, whether it pools. As you can see, that's beating nicely. The water's sitting on top of that, so it's not actually soaking through the material. Now you've also got some additional tie-up points which could be applied to help drain water. So as you can see there, if we pull on that, that pulls that down, and if there's any water coming on, rather than catching on top, it should just run off. The material itself is quite thick, heavy tent material. As you can see, it's rips off as well, so you can see the crisscross stitching in there. Get a branch that falls on it, something like that, that should stop any tearing, and you should be able to just patch it up. So the ridges and the seams are a thicker material, almost like a vinyl, or a double thickness of what you've got here. And it seems to be very robust. The seaming on the awning is pretty good. I have spotted a couple of gaps in some of the seaming. Up in this corner you can see some holes or some light coming through that section there, where the stitching's been done. I believe it's been about the only place I've seen it, but as you get further along it does actually get better, and then gets a little bit worse again, and then gets better. So as far as that stitching in this section goes, it's a little bit hit and miss. It's like they haven't pulled the material across far enough to stitch it up, or have come too far over with the stitching. The back of the awning is very similar to any other ones you've seen with the two rails. What I've actually done is just bolted straight through there. This is what I chose to do. So I'm not actually going into the rail of the awning itself, I'm actually going through the body of the actual awning. Now it is like a tube section, so what I did notice when I was drilling through, I went through one piece, had a bit of a gap, and then through another piece, and the heads of the bolts are on the inside of the awning. I am probably going to go up to a larger gauge bolt, or a larger size bolt, just for peace of mind. So overall, in inclement weather, or on a sunny day where you need a little bit of shade cover, I think this is absolutely brilliant. The time that it takes to set this up versus the time it takes to set up one of your normal standard size awnings is certainly comparable. I would give the win to this and say that it takes a little bit less time. The cover that you get from this is certainly exceptional compared to one of those standard awnings, and well worth the effort and the extra bucks, I think. Keeping in mind that you can pick up those awnings from Kings or something like that for probably about less than $100, and these are probably closer to the range of $500 to $600. Let's say if you could pick one of these up second hand like I did for about $400, grab it. As long as it's in good condition, get it. These things are absolutely awesome. So thanks guys, me and the dog are going to go and grab a seat here and sit down by the fire, get out of this rain that's just starting to come, and enjoy a day out. Thanks guys, catch you on the next one.